So a good idea when you are processing your deers, wear a type of liner, some type of glove liner underneath your surgical gloves, because the carcasses are typically fairly cold. Helps keep your hands warm. You can get like poly propylene liners at the sporting goods stores that'll fit underneath these, so you can still have a good grip but keep your hands warm. So the first thing we're going to do is come right up here to the hind legs and start peeling back the hide right along the hind leg, up all the way to the shank, up to the top where it hangs onto the gambrel here, separating the skin from the carcass. And you're basically just cutting along that thin membrane that holds the two together to separate them, keeping away from cutting into the meat. And up here is usually the hardest part, because this hock is a little hard to remove the skin from around the leg. So that's usually the slowest part of the skinning process, is getting that broken loose there. Peel off. You get both the hocks pulled down, you want to cut off the tail, and I typically just run your knife right there. This is where the saw comes in handy. Cut through that little bit of bone there in the tailbone. Break that loose. It's amazing how much the hide weighs. You get it all the way off, you can see why it would make a great coat or piece of clothing to keep you warm in the winter. There's a lot of debate on how long you should hang an animal to help it cure. Some people don't think you need to do it at all. Other people think 3 days, 4 days, just depends. Of course, you don't want to be hanging it out when it's warm. It's got to be cool, someplace cool, otherwise you're going to spoil the meat. And that's another reason that I split the brisket when I gut them, is to help them cool down faster. So now we're down to the front shoulders. So you go around the lower part of the leg and then come up to the shoulder, and then because the shoulder has hide on both sides of it, you have to cut up through the hide to get that to come off. So you start out by sticking your knife tip underneath that hide, the blade out, and run that straight up to the end of the lower or the front leg. Then once you get that off, you can come up right underneath there and just poke that through the hide and pull it towards you, and that'll separate that skin around the shoulder, so you can cut that off. So once you get down to the neck, you're ready to cut the hide off, and you just circle around the hide, starting at one side. There you've got an entire hide. It probably weighs, well, I'm guessing 10 to 15 pounds. Make you a nice coat or some leggings.